about to talk to Jacqueline Murphy, filmmaker
Hi,
behind The Admired. So, the synopsis, please.
The synopsis of The Admired.
Yeah, we're going to do it again.
Okay,
we're going to do this
sure,
again, yeah, because
sure.
it was a fuck up on my part.
That's okay. Oops, you didn't mean to say
No,
that.
you can say anything you like, just not the C word, although I can't imagine you swearing.
No, it takes a lot to make me swear.
Really?
Yeah. I guess
that
it was
true?
all that Catholic. I guess it was all the Catholic school nuns. You know, they'll pull your ear and throw you out in the hallway if you swear. So.
Really? We even said bloody?
What's that?
Even if you said bloody or shit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that wasn't tolerated.
What would happen if you said the C word?
That
Oh,
wasn't
my God.
even a known word to me.
No,
That
why?
really wasn't a known word. I mean, I went to Catholic school in elementary, and then I switched over to public, but I had no idea what that word was. I was a sweet kid. My mom used to say that I was always smiling and always happy, so I guess that's a good thing.
That's nice.
Oh, Adam, you're making me look so beautiful. Thank you. He's the ultimate cinematographer.
It's in the wrong trade.
Adam Tooney, or is it Adam Tinian?
Tinian, yeah.
Tinian, okay.
Shall I intro that again?
Just as though you've just started again.
Okay.
Okay.
So here with Jacqueline Murphy, the filmmaker behind The Admired. I'm still struggling with this, sorry. Congratulations, welcome to London.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
For such a warm welcome. It's so nice to be here and see
welcome.
everybody.
Thank you, yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, synopsis please.
Synopsis. Well, The Admired is about an actress, Olivia Spencer, whom I play, who has this fascination with old Hollywood, especially the 1940s, and old Hollywood stars like Veronica Lake and Joan Crawford, Betty Davis. And she makes a deal with a handsome British devil and sells her
a deal
soul.
with the devil.
A deal with the devil, and that can get you in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah.
And she travels back. She gets her wish. She gets to go to the 1940s to the historic Cicada Club in LA. And the big movie studio head is there, and she's singing on stage. But things start to unravel in a way that she didn't expect.
Right.
So she's thrust into danger in the old Hollywood system, and it'll be interesting for you to see how she deals with it.
Yeah, I know, because I've obviously seen it.
Aha, yay, bravo.
Oh, cute. So, where did this all stem from? How did this all come about? We should say that actually you've got quite an impressive background. Obviously, I've looked at you on IMDb.
Oh, well, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
So, how did this germinate? Where did this all sort of come from?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, you were kind enough to do this beautiful magazine article on me, The Admired. Here
Thank
you go.
you.
I would, at 3 years old, I'd be watching TV with my grandfather and see Mae West. And to get attention when the family was busy, I would imitate her accents and say things like,
Come up and see me
"Hello, big boy. Come up and see me sometime." So, but then I would spend time with Mom watching TV, and I really loved like watching Rita Hayworth and Gilda singing on stage and swinging her hair back, and I would go out in the backyard and imitate it. And then I was the eldest of 5, so I'd enlist my brothers and sisters, and they would come with me, and we'd start to reenact these movies and start to sing The Sound of Music or whatever was current at that time. So I just knew from a young age that I wanted to be an actress, and that was what was in my heart.
So this storyline
Yes.
is old, set in old school, I should say, in that kind of Hollywood glamour
In
era.
the old Hollywood, the 1940s,
Yeah.
when Hollywood was at its heyday with the movie studios.
And so was this idea always there or from some years ago?
Yeah, it was always a fantasy. I would watch these beautiful movie stars from the 40s on the screen and see Veronica Lake with her peekaboo hair and her beautiful white silk dress, which I had made specifically for the movie, but I didn't get to wear it because my friend Sue Wong gave me her designer dresses to wear. But I would want to imitate whoever I saw on that screen who looked beautiful, and if they had a drama happening, I'd want to imitate what they were doing, and like the Song of Bernadette. And I would go out in the backyard and start to pray to God the way Saint Bernadette did. I would just imitate these people that I saw on TV, so I knew from an early age that that's what I wanted to do.
And how did it become that this was the right time?
Well, I've been knocking around New York and LA, and getting some parts here and there. I had a wonderful part with Liam Neeson in Run All Night, and my first year I moved to LA. I booked a national Geico cheerleader coach commercial with the iconic caveman, and I just thought, you know what? there was a movement, really. There are more things on the internet, and I always feel like if you want to do something, do it yourself. Winners make their own breaks. So I decided.
Nice line. I
this
like
is
that.
the what's
I
that?
like that line. That's
Oh,
cool.
thank you.
Because this is a gig. This is like a big gig for you. I mean, in terms of you're suddenly obviously got a lovely acting career, but suddenly you're like taking the bull by the horns and going for it now.
Right. So I guess it was, I think the biggest gift you could give yourself is what you dream of. So I wrote my dream role, and you could wait forever for someone to give it to you, but if you challenge yourself and go for it, and try to make it happen. So I decided to do everything I always fantasized about. I would watch Michelle Pfeiffer and Fabulous Baker Boys singing on stage. So I wrote this song with Bridget Brady, When You're Admired, and we sang it together. And all the little things that I was really drawn to, I just tried to put into this movie and create the perfect role for myself. And it felt really wonderful. I love the creative part of it all.
So were you always going to write it?
I was always going to write it. I never thought about, because it was so much from my insides, for such a long time I fantasized about doing this. I was always going to write it, but I never went to film school. I did take a writing course with Robert McKee. He's very big in Hollywood.
Right.
He breaks down Casablanca with Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, what, literally?
Yeah, and he talks about the writing structure. And I always wrote poetry, and which helped me with the lyrics for the music and the song that I wrote.
Yeah.
But my friend Lynn Newton, she plays my best friend in the movie, and we've done 2 movies together. In fact, 2 of them were here at this festival.
Right.
Southern Discomfort and Fate, where I played a beauty queen, a socialite Southern belle.
Very
and
good.
she was the nanny to Michael Lauder, who created the Southern films. But I approached her because she had helped Michael write his scripts, and I said, would you like to write this together? Because I can see you as my best friend and an Ella Fitzgerald type character, and I would be like the Veronica Lake character. So we started working on the script in July of 2015.
Right.
And in November, we started putting a group together, and it's a year today that I shot the film
No
at
way,
the Cicada
really?
Club in
Really?
New York. And I walked on set, and there were 100 and something people there. We had a lot of extras to make it look like a club. I had a lot of crew, all period. I mean, if you're going to do a period film, that's a lot of work, but that's what I gravitated toward, which is why I like your show, Downton Abbey. So when people say, tell me about the show, I say, well, it's like a Hollywood Downton Abbey meets Quantum Leap with some time travel, meets La La Land, because it's about your dreams.
Yeah. It's like in that lovely sort of musical part of it. It is, when you first went out, and I know you said about going out on stage with 150 people, so suddenly it's really happening because it's the first shooting day. Was it like, yay, or was it like, holy shit?
It was a combination.
Right.
I had to pinch myself, like, I put this together. I was, but there were certain things in my life that being in charge of a floor as a nurse in my 20s and having the confidence, my husband said you can do it, and my mentor at Warner Brothers, Mike Tadros, had said to me, you've been doing this for a long time. So it's sort of like, you said, why now? It's just like everything congealed and got to this time, and it was almost, I said to myself, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. It was like now or never, you jump off that cliff.
Yeah.
And, but it was a wonderful feeling, and I surrounded myself with people that I'd worked with on other films. Most of the actors, I knew them for other films that I've worked in. Because I was directing, making my directorial debut, I reached out to Leonid Andronov. I'd done a film with him as the lead, and I said, would you be my first AD? And he said yes, so we met and we talked about things ahead of time, so I knew my back would be covered.
So you're calling in the favours? And
Who
who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? No. I mean, who wouldn't?
Calling in the favors, and also, rewarding them. Leonid worked so hard. He helped me find cinematographers, and I wound up going with Igor Pavlotsky, who was nominated for Best Cinematography at your festival. And I was so happy with him. We spoke about how I love Woody Allen and how Woody Allen's cinematographer would like the set, so it had that old-time feel to it. I tried to bring about into my cast and crew, people that I knew were supportive and really cared. And I like to be around people like that.
And I know from the editorial supply to the magazine that this is it really is a compliment. You're very meticulous, which is how it should be, of course, because I would be. So I'm guessing when you had that first draft, what I'm saying badly is that first draft to the final product where you honed it, which I guess you did. How many different drafts did you actually go through?
Oh, we went through so many things. I mentioned I'm a member of the TV Academy that gives Emmys to the TV shows. So there were a lot of great detective shows, Steve, that were on TV. And I thought, well, maybe they should time travel and be detectives and explore things, and that didn't feel right. And then at one point, Lynn and we needed more structure. So that's why I called in Leonid, because I love the script that he wrote and the lead role that I played with him directing. He wrote, directed, and produced his film called Golden Key. And I said, I need a little structure here. So that's when he came on board as a writer. And again, I'm thrilled to be nominated at your festival for Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah.
And it's the three of us. It's Lynn, Leo, and myself, as well as Best Lead Actress, which is an actress's dream.
Yeah.
So it makes all the effort to be acknowledged, and by a nomination, it really means so much. So thank you.
Thank you. And is at any point, you put all this together in terms of, I'm going back to the writing for a moment. Does it ever get to a point you think, oh my God, this is so tough, and it's just not? I don't say the whole film isn't working, but parts of it aren't working. Did you ever hit any kind of wall?
I hit plenty of walls. I mean, I had a couple friends staying at my house the weekend of the shoot, and I couldn't be with them because I was doing the legal and the financial. And the printer kept spewing out papers. Oh my God, I need insurance for the set. Oh my God, I've got to have all these contract signs, and it was me doing it. And I feel like in 3 or 4 months, I had a crash course in how to make a film. So I almost feel like the money that I spent on this film was like going to film school.
So you could presumably, if I was to say, here's the same amount it cost to make the same film again, I guess you would do it slightly differently because you know the pitfalls now, I guess. Some pitfalls.
Right.
Or would that not be right? I mean, so what I'm saying badly is, would you do things any differently? I suppose you could save time and money.
The bulk of the budget was for the Cicada Club because the production value was so amazing there. So I would definitely go back there. I had to do that.
You had to do that, yeah.
And thank God, yes, the camera broke the first hour of the shoot, but somebody else on set was there, and he was doing interviews, so he ran home and got his camera. So it's like all the 20-something years that I've been doing this, I was so happy my brain was working, and I learned to pick up the weights. Over the years, you build the muscle to be able to handle things.
Yeah.
So the only thing maybe, you get to see who you work with really well and who you really like, and who you put around you is very, very important. And on the most part, most of the people I worked with were great. Just you have to go with the flow when things happen. The second day, we were shooting up on a hill. John Stamos had this beautiful Italian villa that my friend had bought, and Peter Soli, he plays Rocco Hudson, a gangster in the movie. So he helped me with the location with his house, and he had a restaurant, Sushi Zuma, and it was a monsoon in LA, and it hadn't rained in so long. And the driver said to me, I have a 3-ton truck, I can't get up the hill.
Just because of the weather conditions?
Because of the weather conditions, and we'll have to come back. And I couldn't afford to pay for another day. I said, how many SUVs do we have? Let's take everything out of the truck and bring up the cars. And everybody pulled together and did it, but it wasn't easy. And
how did you, this is critical, how did you stay within, let's assume your budget's $100. I posed this question earlier. Obviously, I know it isn't, but how difficult is it to stay within that? Because it is devilishly difficult.
It was very difficult. The one thing I did, the actors, I had worked on, Screen Actors Guild is really wonderful like this in LA and New York. I had a SAG contract, so the actors were able to work, and they were thrilled to be working. And if I make money, then they'll get money down the road. So that contract was in place. Then I hired non-union crew, which that helped with the cost. So I went a little over for my composer Ray Figueroa because he had a reputation. He's been doing movies, with Jackie Chan and Lilo Schiff and Maurice Jarre. He started out with these amazing musicians, and the music really makes the movie even that more dramatic. When I first started hearing the songs, I felt like I could have tears in my eyes. But so you realize, oh my God, then you get done with that and you think, well, this is a drama, yes, but it has fantasy elements. I'm time traveling. I think I need visual effects. Well, what are you going to do?
Because that's
right.
That's not cheap.
Right.
We know.
But so there's this terrific group in New York and LA. I'll share this with everybody out there. It's called The Table. So we put up a note. We need a visual effects person, and Mike Velocite was my visual effects guy. And sometimes you barter, you give a really great credit, like visual effects supervisor that could help somebody's career, in lieu of the amount of money that we get. And he worked like a dog for me. I mean, thank you, Mike, you were amazing. But, everybody loved this project, thank God, and they really worked hard, and I'm really grateful to the cast and the crew for that. Everybody knew we were on a budget, so there wasn't any prima donna or anybody on set like, I have to have more money. We did go into overtime. That was a killer. At the Cicada Club, we had to just be there that one day. And I think it was almost an 18-hour day. So after that, it was like time and a half and everything. But you do what you need to do. And, honestly, how I played for it, I felt like my mother passed away.
Right.
And we sold the house.
Yeah.
And the 5 kids split the money. And I felt, my mom was a painter, she was a very creative person, she always wanted me to accomplish my dreams, and she could play any song on the piano that she heard, just by ear.
It's really annoying when people can do that, isn't it?
Yes. So I felt like, I made a deal with myself, and this is really strange. Fred was in New York, my husband, I'm in LA, and I have to decide whether I'm going to go for the price of the Cicada Club. A check came in from the estate for the house for the exact amount that the Cicada Club would cost. And I thought,
it's kismet.
This is like heaven telling me you better go for it. So I did. But I saved up the money, and and that was what I used it for. And it was the biggest gift and the growth opportunity I've ever had. And you could save money or use it to further yourself, but I think I couldn't be a happy person to know that I went for it and I tried, because my soul wouldn't rest easy if I didn't.
Didn't do it. And the thing is, and this is a compliment, you are very driven.
I am driven.
But that's, you've got to be. I know, you've really got to be. So I can imagine you bouncing around on the set in the morning. You want people to get up and go, but it sounds like you didn't have to do that. It sounds like they're all singing the same song sheet. But how did you keep them, come on guys, let's do this, that and the other? Because I can imagine you doing an 80-hour day is not going to bother you. You're going to just get and do it, aren't you?
Well, this is really funny. I had someone on set doing the interviews, Lawrence Lee, and he's a wonderful cameraman. He did the camera and cinematography for Michael Lauder and Fate.
Yeah.
So I was so thrilled I did that. And I went to the interviews, and I saw Leonid, my first AD, running around like a dog, killing himself. And everybody that worked was working so hard. They wanted this project to happen. I had the actors interviewed. They were all so happy to be there. Steve, really, everybody just loved the project. I had Steve Carnahan, who plays my husband, say, Jacqueline, I know that you can't afford a Great Gatsby type tuxedo, but I'd like to spend the $400 to buy the white vest and the tails, the tuxedo tails, to look the part, because that will help me. And he delivered a great performance, especially when something happens that you're not expecting. So everybody, really wanted to be there and went all out on their costumes. And you give an actor a role that they're dreaming to play, and they loved being at the Cicada Club. It fed everybody. So that was a great choice, because we all felt like we were in the 1940s.
Brilliant. And I know we've talked off camera about this, but if you can explain, where is this? Sorry, let me rephrase that. What would you like to do with this? I mean, this could be a series, I know.
Yes.
I'm sort of putting words into your mouth here, so
no.
perhaps you should explain.
This is definitely my dream. you know, I had the pleasure to meet Mike Kelly, the creator of Revenge at the TV Academy.
Yeah.
And I really loved that show. And we talked about how you and I were addicted to it.
Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant.
And, you know, he created it, he wrote it, he was a showrunner for it. So I would like to collaborate with other really wonderful writers who understand the vision and where I'd like for Olivia Spencer to go, which is to go back to the Cicada Club and experience other issues there and be that movie star. But because she can time travel, and she's becoming empowered becomes aware of her empowerment, which is another message I want to send to women out there, that you can make your dreams happen.
Yeah.
So I want this character to become more and more empowered by her lessons that she learns and by realizing her inner power, which is what I want to share to all the women out there too. You know, believe in yourself that it can happen. So I'd like to find a great showrunner, a producer who could take some of the pressure off of me so I could work on more of the creative and the financing, because, you know, I put everything I had into this.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do more episodes. I'd love it to be a half hour. A drama usually are an hour on TV. I'd like to create 12 episodes, and in the dream of all dreams, have Netflix or Showtime or Amazon, you know, pick it up and have it on cable TV, and you know, that would be my dream. Or a network, Channel 7. That's where Revenge played.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you believe, or is it true that, having been involved with everything with this film, it's often said that 80% of the film is the script? Is that true, or would you say that's complete rubbish?
No, the script is really important, but it's also the performers and what they bring to it, but if you don't have a good script, or, you know, you're in trouble. You know, we watched it a lot of times, and I wanted the script to be right before I started shooting it. That's why I brought Leo in, because Lynn and I, we got so creative. We were going off on tangents, and, you know, that wouldn't read well. You know, when you're shooting something for film or TV, it's got to convey. You may have the idea in your head, but if it's not visually shown, then people aren't going to get it. So I was kind of amazed that what I really wanted came out that way. So it's very important. That's why I say, for future episodes, I'd like to work with a writer that can help me even improve on my skills.
Because it's a tough thing. It is a tough
thing. But you have to have great actors and people that are really passionate about it. And, you know, good cinematographer and music and all those things add to it. But the script, I mean, in Hollywood, you know, people look at a script, and if it's not right in the first 2 minutes, it's pushed aside. So you got to grab them.
And I know your background is a nurse, isn't it? So did that whole, as my partner's a nurse, and I know you've got to be a strong person.
Oh, your partner's a nurse?
Yeah, she is, and she's very single-minded. She's very passionate. She's also very confident when it comes to her job, and it helps in other things. Would you say that's helped you in your career? Because again, I know your background. I've read your bio.
Right,
and
exactly.
Did that help?
By the way, I want to thank you for asking me such wonderful questions for the article. You know, you made it a lot of fun for me, and in a way, you helped me to even get to know myself a little bit better.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know, which is really nice. But to answer your question, I mean, you know, what you do at a young age. I got out of school at 17. I had my RN at 19 and my bachelor's at 21. You know, you set yourself up for things, and don't ever underestimate like what you've experienced, because in a moment, you know, what you learn when you're young, you can use, and don't ever forget that. So being a nurse, it's life or death. And, you know, the decisions you make are crucial.
Yeah, of course.
And when you're you're spending your money and you have people relying on you, and in Hollywood, you know, mine is like play compared to the stakes in a big Hollywood movie. But if you're screwing around, and that's probably the only curse word you'll hear me say, and you're not paying attention, you're out. You know, they could buy a pilot or hire an actor and they don't like it, and they're gone that day at the reading if they don't like what's happening. So you really have to be on your game and take it seriously and be really prepared. But, you know, and I don't know, the compassion as a nurse, you know, also I think really helped me with dealing with so many different people, because, you know, some people could put other people off, but when you are working with people and you're all on the same team, that is so much better than thinking, oh, I'm the director and I'm the producer and I'm the big shot. No, you know, I never thought I was the big shot. I thought that I am working with a bunch of people here who we're all in this together and we want to get a good project. So the nursing helped me rise to the occasion. You know, all those times I had situations, you know, and patients dying, or, you know, I delivered a baby in an elevator my first 6 months at New York Hospital at the fancy lying-in building where all the wealthy New York ladies would go, and I came back from my lunch hour and this Indian woman was there, and she was prima gravida, which means you know, she had other pregnancies, so this was her third baby. So I said to the guard, I know we're going off a bit, but it's a funny story.
No, go on.
I said to the guard, I said, would you please get this lady a wheelchair? He did, and I was working on the 5th floor, and we got in the ground floor, and the OR was on the 8th floor. By the time the elevator stopped at the 3rd floor, the women's water broke. I leaned down, and I kid you not, I caught her baby in my hands like a football. And I said, oh my God, I got to 5. I said, no, we have to bring her to 8. I got to the 8th floor. I yelled out, get an umbilical cord, you know, clip.
Clip, yeah,
right?
Thing, yeah.
And they came running, and they took her. And that again gave me confidence. I thought, oh my God, I'm only 21, and I just delivered a baby. Yeah. If I could deliver a baby, I could do that. So I just delivered you all my first film baby.
Brilliant, amazing. Okay, just finally, you can answer this with one word, but it doesn't have to be.
I told you I had a wacky side to me.
Has your film career been a blast?
Yeah.
Looking back.
Oh my God. I mean, I had the pleasure of going to the premiere of Martin Scorsese's Silence this past January.
Yeah.
And I had met him back in 1989 when he was shooting Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And I was a cocktail waitress. And I was on set quite a few days, and when he found out I was a nurse, he cast me in another scene with Robert De Niro, Julie Garfield, Ray Liotta, and Lorraine Bracco.
That's like manna from heaven, isn't it?
Yeah. And so I went over to him, and my husband was there, and Marty took my hand. So nice to see you. And
hang on a minute, click.
Yeah,
if only,
yeah, and we did.
Oh, right, great.
And not only that, I asked him, I said, I just made my first film. I've always admired you. Would it be possible for you to take a look at it? And he said yes, and he sent me, the assistant got all my information, and he'll be looking at it. So, and then Irwin Winkler, the producer of Goodfellas and of Silence, remembered me, and he asked me to send the film also. So, you know, you meet people as you go along in life, and, you know, hopefully you have a nice rapport with them in relationships, so down the road they want to help you in some way, or just they like you and you enjoy each other. Not that you know, you can't look at people to help you, but to have something to offer them, even if it's a laugh or a good time or a friendship, you know, and talk about life. So yeah, my film career has been a blast, and you know, my working with Liam Neeson on Run All Night.
I bet he's a cool guy.
He's the coolest. You arrive on set, he's got the glimmer in his eye, he's wearing a Santa Claus suit on an 80-degree day, and it's your turn, you know, to do the reverse shot, and he stays there, no air conditioning on, because it'll mess the sound up. And he's a real pro. And then you get done, and he's waiting at the door and says, "Thank you for coming to set." You know, and 2 weeks later, I'm riding my bike in Central Park, and I hear this Irish lilt, and I'm wearing the Warner Brothers Run All Night hat, and I thought, could that be Liam? And I turned around, and his friend said, "Liam, look, she's wearing the hat from your film." And I thought, should I bother him? It's his day off. And I went over, and I said hi, and he couldn't have been nicer. So it's been a blast, and I want to thank the film festival, you know, the international filmmakers of world cinema here in London.
What a plug.
You and Carl Tooney and Adam Tinney and Steve and Dan Pickford, you know, for the wonderful opportunity. I'm very grateful and blessed, and just really happy to be here. So thank you.
No, thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you.
I knew you'd be a good interview. Told you. Brilliant.